love Kirby. Let's be honest, who doesn't like Kirby? Let's face the facts, over the years this little guy has spawned over 20 different games, starred in Super Smash Bros, and he's even had his own TV show, Kirby Right Back At Ya, which is, it's an alright show. With all that said, I think it's safe to say that Kirby is one of Nintendo's most successful franchises. I mean, how could anyone not like Kirby? You'd have to be crazy not to love this little puffball. Just look at him, he's just so cute! One thing I love most from the Kirby series is Kirby's multiple copy abilities. And man, there are a bunch of cool and interesting ones. See, and this one, Kirby's wearing a cool hat. And then, in this one, Kirby turns into a rock. There's just so many, and they're just so cool. Okay, I think I'm getting a bit too excited. Where was I? Oh yeah, today we're gonna talk about my top 5 favorite Kirby copy abilities. First up, we have the laser copy ability first seen in Kirby's Adventure for the NES. Basically, this ability allows Kirby to shoot lasers that will bounce off of walls and platforms, allowing the player to attack enemies in a bunch of unique ways. Unfortunately, this copy ability hasn't been seen in too many Kirby titles, but it is a fan favorite. A little interesting piece of trivia is that when Kirby sucks up Rob in Super Smash Bros. And gains his abilities, he basically becomes Laser Kirby, even sporting his laser visor that he wears in Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. Plus, besides all the things I just mentioned, I've got 3 words for you: Laser Dance Party. Next up, we have the Yo-Yo copy ability first introduced in Kirby Superstar for the SNES. To be honest, I don't think we've seen this ability in any other Kirby game besides Superstar. Man, that kinda sucks cause it's a very creative copy ability. I cannot explain how satisfying it is to run around beating up Waddle Dees with a yo-yo. I gotta say though, you're kinda jacking my style, Kirby. Backwards baseball caps is my thing. I guess I'll make an exception for you though, cause you're just so cute. One of the reasons I like this ability so much is all of the cool tricks you can do with it, as Kirby can throw his yo-yo at an enemy and then reel them in, causing a bunch of damage. Another cool thing to note is that this copy ability is said to be inspired by Ness from Earthbound, as they both sport backwards baseball caps and both use a yo-yo as a weapon. Well, with that said, I just had to put Yo-Yo Kirby on this list. I don't know what else to say. I mean, you're a pink blob with a yo-yo as a weapon. It's pretty cool. To be honest, up until Kirby's return to Dreamland, I usually avoided using the Shocker Spark ability, but during my most recent playthrough it kind of grew on me. This is probably because you can electrocute stuff. How cool is that? On a more serious note, the Shocker Spark ability can be very useful when used correctly, especially during those later boss battles. I love how when you'd shake the Wiimote, you'd get this shield that completely defends you from enemy attacks. Plus, you can then throw the shield at enemies, causing some serious damage. I surprisingly didn't even know this until I streamed the game a few weeks ago, and a really cool viewer of mine told me. I have to admit it, guys, this really is a shocking copy ability. Oh, come on, it wasn't that bad of a joke. Next up, we have Beam Kirby, first introduced in Kirby's Adventure. I absolutely love Beam, and I know I'm not the only one. I mean, look at the hat Kirby has when he gets this ability. He's just so adorable. On a serious note, this is just such a fun ability to have, and it's great for ranged attacks. I love how you can charge it up and then launch a huge beam that just shreds through enemies. To be honest, as much as I love Beam, it is a very basic ability that Kirby has in almost every Kirby game. But I mean, you shoot beams and stuff, it's just so awesome. Even series creator Masahiro Sakurai must agree with me because he's gone on record to say that Beam is his favorite ability, so I guess you could say great minds think alike, huh? Anyways, what more do I have to say? I love Beam, and because of this, I had to give it the number 2 spot on this list. Oh yeah, who doesn't like Sword? Not only is Sword a great ability, but you also look like Link from The Legend of Zelda. How cool is that? I personally love how swift and fast this ability is. It makes slashing away Waddle Dees easy as pie. I'll admit Sword definitely isn't the strongest copy ability, but it sure is a lot of fun. I mean, you've got a green hat, a sword, what more can you ask for? I gotta be honest with this one and say that it's really based off of nostalgia. Growing up, I was obsessed with Sword Kirby and kind of ignored every other ability until I got older. But even besides all that, let's be honest guys, Sword Kirby's awesome. I love how in most Kirby games, the sword ability plays very similar to Link's moveset in Super Smash Bros. Being a huge Legend of Zelda fan, this obviously appeals to me and was probably the main reason when I was a little kid I loved the ability so much. And yes, I know it isn't identical, but it is pretty similar in some Kirby games. I don't know guys, I just love Sword, and whenever I'm playing a Kirby game I always find myself going out of my way just to get the sword ability. Trust me, I know there are a bunch of much more powerful abilities out there, but I absolutely love Sword, and because of this, I just had to give it the number 1 spot. What's up guys, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I really appreciate it and you can help me out even more by leaving a comment or hitting that like button. If you're interested in checking out any more of my videos, I got 2 right here. The first is my 7 things about the PlayStation 2 video, where I talk about 7 interesting facts or pieces of trivia about the PlayStation 2. If you're interested in that, click right here. The other is my bad Game Boy Advance platformers video where I talk about some bad Game Boy Advance platformers. You can check that one out by clicking right here. Oh, and last but not least, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps me out, and as always, I really appreciate it. Anyways, for now, I'm TheSkullKid, and I'll see you guys on my next video.